for Comedy Central. You've seen him out in clubs all over the city. Give it up for Mr. Joel Walkowski, everybody! One more time for Brian Kim. It is so good to be here with you guys at the platform. This is a really cool business, and I gotta say, they almost did a really great job tiling these walls. I think they were at Home Depot, like, yeah, we don't have enough flooring to cover the walls. What do we do? And the owner, Steve Platform, he said, just make it look like it's dripping chocolate. They'll do the comedy in a little half chocolate room. It's good to be on. I do have to apologize. I'm normally not this ugly. I just grew this mustache. In growing a mustache, I finally understand what it's like to be a pregnant teenager. I spent all day, every day thinking, should I keep it? I will only get rid of this after the person I'm sleeping with pays me $700. I actually grew the mustache. My best friend got married. My best friend is an Indian guy named Apu, which sucks because I look like I would just call any Indian guy Apu. That one was a little bit too true. And he was getting married. He's like, hey, when you come to the wedding, I want you to grow a mustache and wear a traditional Indian dress. And I got to the wedding, and I was the only one with a mustache in traditional Indian dress. And I pulled him aside. It's like, Apu, what are you doing? He's like, well, I just thought you'd be a hilarious racist. To which I replied, how did you know I call Norwegians fjordwops? That's the first time that joke has worked. I just moved in with my girlfriends. Cool. Platform does not approve. She doesn't like our neighbors. You said, Joel, I don't feel safe walking home from the train. Will you give me something that I can carry around at night that makes me feel safe? I said, baby, of course. So I got her a big karate trophy. I walked past a drug dealer in my neighborhood, and I watched the entire transaction. I didn't know what to say in that situation, so I just went, ooh. I'm telling. And I learned that in school, so they didn't get the reference. But a joke about increasing funding for our public schools. Moving in with her, I realized I'm stupid. I have a lot of dead rats, and when it rains, they come up from my sewer. So the exterminator came, and it was Ehrlich Exterminator. On the side of the van, it said, we're the 911 of Exterminator. And I spent 2 weeks thinking they were the 9/11 of Exterminator. I just kept wondering, how did they get these cockroaches onto these tiny planes? The day before he came, I walked around the apartment. I told all the Jewish cockroaches he was coming. I got to look for a cockroach force internet. Okay, I needed to move. I was having trouble with my internet company. Does anyone have Optimum? Optimum sucks, right?
Yeah.
If you don't pirate movies, they will shut off your internet. The internet shut off for 2 weeks for downloading Devil Wears Prada. And when you download a movie, what you don't realize is that people might mess with the movie. So I'm watching Devil Wears Prada. It's great. It's the final scene. Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, they're finally having it out. And then it just cut to a Filipino man masturbating. And I didn't know that wasn't how the movie ended. If you were to ask me, Joel, how does Devil Wears Prada end? I would answer with complete confidence, he comes. I'm a big movie fan. I'm a bit of a cinephile. That's like a pedophile, but for movies. Worst experience of my summer, I saw that movie A Quiet Place, and as soon as that movie started, I got the worst hiccups I've ever had. So that movie's like, John Krasinski, Emily Blunt in complete silence, save for this Polish monster going, and I couldn't stop hiccuping, and finally the guy next to me was like, hey, if you don't stop making noise, I will end your life. To which I responded, hey, no spoilers. I had a good summer. The coolest thing I did this summer was I performed for some billionaires. Yeah, it was real weird. They're just like normal people, except they like wearing salmon. And I was just at a party and my girl's in the Illuminati or whatever. So her uncle made me perform and I did a set and it went fine. I got a laugh and I got out of there. But you know, it shouldn't go fine because that's like the only time I will have important ears on me in my entire life. And like, I asked myself, I know in my heart of hearts that it would only cost $55 million to solve the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. And I know the reason that hasn't happened yet is because I got a little shy at a barbecue. Keep drinking lead, kids. I'm not really a political comic, I'm sorry, took it to that territory. My really only political viewpoint is I think financial institutions are evil. I think our only possession is our character, and that we're kind of caught in this capitalistic hellscape nightmare by these large financial institutions. And we got to rise up and take these things down. I don't care if a river of blood has to run through Wall Street. I don't care if the children of bankers are raised orphans. And every child care in Greenwich, Connecticut closes. We need a revolution, and we need it soon. But until that day comes, I gotta say, I'm having a very good experience with Chase. Their mobile app really works for my mother. Turns out the only revolution I needed was to deposit a check from my phone. Those are guilty laughs. We're all complicit. This has been a good set. I want to make a great set. And there's only one question you can ask to make a good set, a great set. Do you guys like impressions? I said, do you guys like impressions? Yeah! Give me a little drum roll here. There's a dead rabbit on my porch. Every morning I go out to smoke a cigarette. I see that vultures have taken some of the rabbit away. I know someday soon they'll be completely gone, and so will I. That's my dad when asked, so what else is going on? My dad lives in the country, and it's better to live in the country rather than the city, because when you describe your depression, you accidentally write a Cormac McCarthy novel. A forgotten house sits alone on a windswept plain. That's his address. I actually have a good relationship with my father. By that I mean I share a Netflix account with my father. By that I mean I know the password to his Netflix account. Guitars. And if you guys want to have some fun after the show, you go to Netflix, you put in RJ Walkowski at AOL.com. Password. And look at his recent viewing activity. Bam! Memorial Day weekend. How many episodes of the program Malcolm in the Middle do you think my 66-year-old father watched without stopping?
40.
40? Close. Closest that anyone's ever gotten. 39. You know, one for every U.S. president but the Federalists. You should only watch that many episodes of Malcolm in the Middle if you're Frankie Muniz and you're about to kill yourself. Finish episode 39, pick up the remote, turn off the TV, and then take your own blood and write, "Life is unfair." Next, everything you watch on Netflix, there's a button that says report problem. And I called Netflix and they said, "What's the problem?" And I told them, "I think my dad's sad." And they said, "You should probably call your father." I called my dad, like, "Dad, you've watched 14 hours of a children's show. What's up?" And I'll never forget his response. "Well, Slick, I just wanted to remember what it's like to have a family again." Also, that Dewey is hilarious. I like doing that joke. It's like interactive. You get to meet a little bit, see a little bit about my life. And I also like it because people steal my dad's Netflix all the time. Like someone in San Antonio, they stole my dad's Netflix login, and he's such a sweet, wonderful man. Instead of calling Netflix and locking them out, he's just learning Spanish. He must be the first person who's ever had their identity stolen and then improved. Hey, I've been Joel Walkowski. This has been really